Hey there, rulers. DMO73 here, bringing you my deck list for the Ragtime Grusbalesta build you saw me play last week. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Ruler School is brought to you by Odyssey Games, where you can go to pre-order upcoming Force of Will sets, ccgprime.com for singles and supplies, cardodoko.com for those rulers in the international market looking for product, the Ruler School Circuit Series now taking orders on our Q4 2024 circuit kits, and our guest lecturer members, Fight Ramen. Class is in session. So here is the list. As always, you can check the link directly below in the description to go find it on Force of Wind yourself and tool around with it, make some tweaks, make some changes, go ahead and check it out. So Stones, or Ragtime Grusbalesta, is making use of the new text of the 6 Sage from the update, specifically that you get to stop stack the top stone of your deck just like Scheherazade does. Stones that are called by a ruler do not have text on them and instead are vanilla, generic 5-color stones until the end of the turn, and then you can sack stones to get new stones. So we're making use of that in the fact that our first stone will always be Ragnarok Stone, which will come into play recovered because it won't have that text, and then starting the next turn will let us call stones without tapping, so we get to use both Moonshards filtering and Grusbalesta stone sacking consistently to really get things moving on. From then we're playing a lot of, you guessed it, stone ramp decks with things like Ambushing Scorpion and Red Wine and Bread to make temporary stones that we are then going to sacrifice to Grusbalesta to turn into real stones, to do some very silly things there. And then from there, it's kind of a generic darkness good cards package and a little bit of a control shell. We have access to Ultra Magic Stone Golem because we're playing so many different stones, so it's very easy. Awakening of Grusbalesta because we can awaken it and use it to kill our opponents. Suyas with Curse of Ragnarok to be able to get things off the board, especially things like Mask and rip cards' hands apart. A control shell of both Sword of Progression and Curse Mirror to be able to protect the cards we want to resolve and take advantage of the fact that we have a high will count. Couple copies of Statue of the Misty Dragon for some additional spot removal or flickers with things like Suyas or Ultra Magic Stone Golems. Lucifers for some additional discard power. There are times where this deck can actually kind of get low on cards, so we're playing a few copies of Flute because it's easy to awaken and replenish the hand. A couple copies of Electra to be able to push in damage while protected because we have so many bonus extra stones. 3 copies of High Speed Uppercut because we're going to see cards get ripped, and that means we can rip even more cards. And then a couple copies of Ray Asnable because enter effects are really good this format, and so being able to say no to enter effects is also very good. And then lastly, a couple copies of Duet of Darkness. It's very easy to get all 3 modes of this card because we're starting with Ragnarok Stone, and it's just really good for board wipes, helps clear things that clear other opponents' Ray Asnables or other big things out of the field. So then something like Ultra Magic Stone Golem or a flipped Grusbalesta can just swing in for lethal unopposed. And then the stone base, of course, we're playing 4 copies of Memoria of Reincarnation. These are nice because they can be sacrificed and help replenish our hand. And then generic tri-stones to kind of fill out the base, while a couple copies of Ragstone. Primarily why we're playing 2 is so that even if we call the second one, it's going to come into play recovered anyway off of a stone call, and if one of them happens to get destroyed, we have another one in the deck we can go grab if needed. So that is the list. It's been a huge amount of fun to play this list. It's been seeing some competitive success for sure, so you can check it out again in the link in the description and let us know what you have been doing with the 6 Sages, especially the Grusbalesta, in the comment sections down below. Until next time, this is GMO73 saying class dismissed.